What's up, YouTube? Nappy Head Millie, aka the Slum Lord of YouTube, is back. And today, as promised, I'm doing a tutorial on Vi. This is Rogue Company, so if you are interested in the game, it is in beta as of right now. Open beta is coming up a little bit later, but I think the game is well worth. They just had an update of the Vice update, and it fixed a couple of the problems that's been going on in the community. So like, share, subscribe. Obviously, you see the little icon popped up. Look in the right hand corner, you see my image. Click on that image. Go ahead and subscribe. It helps the channel out. It helps us get people coming to the content, and yeah. But Vi, how I'm gonna do this tutorial is I'm gonna tell you where's the character's place, why I feel that way, kind of tell you what tactics you need to use for the character, and basically is it viable or not. Now, while I do think this game, every character is viable, I think Vi is, and this might be controversial, I think Vi is the worst character in the game. She's my main, yes, but I believe she's the worst character in the game. And the reason being, her Vile Poison, her ability, it's not, how do I put it? I wouldn't use it over Trench because she's a defense. She's a defensive character. So I wouldn't use it over, say, worst version of Trench's barbed wire grenade. And say worst version, except for you get two. Now let's get back to the character and let's explain a little bit. Now, what our ability does is it causes a cluster pull that reduces the enemy's maximum health. That's cool and all, but in situations, most situations, you're gonna try to avoid that at all costs. So really doesn't matter. Her passive is leech and poison. So the longer they stay in your poison, the more you gain health from them. Now, the ticks of it is only two. And I think that's where her weakness is because, one, nobody cares about the Vile Poison. I'll be honest with you, no one cares about the Vile Poison. Either you're gonna run around it or you're gonna run through it. And B, the poison doesn't take enough. The ticks, they just buffed it from 1 to 2, but it's like it's not enough. So let's look at her weapons real quick. Her Nightshade, ooh. Now her weapons are pretty good. At least Nightshade. I use this the most. Obviously, the meta consists of ARs, snipers, mid-range to long-range weapons. You rarely see DMRs, you rarely see shotguns unless you have specific matchups. But in her case, in Vi, most 9 times out of 10, you're gonna use her AR. So at tier 1, you get the magazine size, of course. Tier 2, you get the hip fire accuracy and reticle bloom reduce, and you get the range at level 3. Now, compared to other people that get the damage range tier 1, she's kind of weaker, but trust me, and I obviously will have clips. In a mid-range fight, if you're hitting with this weapon, it hurts. Do not sleep on the Nightshade at all. The S12 Tactical, yet again, it's a shotgun. Nobody really, at least it's the meta. This is used more for, and this is another point I'm gonna get with, if she's playing more of a frontline tank type person. I know that's hard. I ignore my controller's dying, please. I know that's hard to say, but you have certain characters that can have an extra layer of armor. They play a little bit more frontliney, as in I can take a couple extra hits that certain characters can't. And this is more for I can take an extra hit with taking health from the poison, and then just shotgun and get a one shot. Like I said, it doesn't work in most cases because you have Phantom running around like rampant, and even if it's a bad Phantom, you don't want to be out in the open with a shotgun trying to chase her down. So at tier 1, you get the magazine size, which is definitely nice on a shotgun. The extra 4 rounds means less time you need to reload. You know what I'm saying? You got 10 rounds not to reload. You have the hip fire accuracy, which again on a shotgun is better than on an AR, 100%. And then obviously the little bit of extra range. It's only 2 extra range, so it's not really that big of a deal. But obviously in a 1v1, let's say you're going against another bot and you have a level 3, she has a level 2, you have a little bit more range to work with, and potentially get a kill off. Executioner, solid pistol, solid pistol. I have nothing to say on it. Basic magazine size and then hip fire. So the basics. So her melee is a katana. Katanas are really good. I don't know if I like her with the katana. Maybe I like her more with the baseball bat, but that's just me. Throw damage is 125, so that's pretty good at tier 1. Tier 2, the swing damage is an extra 10%. So yeah, it's nice. Now her gadgets is what kind of also make the character. And from what I see, a lot of you guys, I want you to think of an MMO. In MMOs, we have things called damage over time, or dots. Both of her grenades are set to do basically dot type things. So either to disorientate or to do damage over time. So you have the tear gas, which obviously it messes up your vision. It just messes with you. And I believe this is what you should primarily go for, to set people up to go into the into her ability. Because you throw the tear gas, they get disoriented. They want to get away from the tear gas, but if you set it up right, they run right into the poison. They run right into the poison. So now you're taking some of their health. And if you're laying down fire, your teammates laying down fire, it should be a quick kill. That's the way Vi should work, right? So obviously increase the gas duration at tier 1. Grenade count by 1. It's going to be almost the same thing. Incinerator is probably the best choice because you get that damage over time, and it does basically the same thing that the tear gas does itself, where it doesn't disorientate and it does hella damage. So yeah, at tier 1 you get the radius increase, and tier 2 is the fire duration. The only time I would not use this is if the enemy team has a scorch, because it's pointless at that point. You obviously don't want to go for the tear gas, because you're using this on scorch, you're wasting basically a gadget. That's my opinion. Others might tell you something else, but Scorch 9 times out of 10 is gonna pop her ability and come charging dead at you like they always do. Her perks are pretty. It's pretty. I don't like her perks. The only perk that I do like that she has is Invade. She has Quote, become immune to being revealed by enemies. So yet again, she's supposed to be more flanky. Take reduced damage from explosions, revive teammates faster. I use Sense a lot because it does let you know when an enemy is coming. Even if you don't notice it, you'll see an eye. So if the eye pops up yellow, they're close, but they don't see you yet. When it pops up red, they're close and they're looking either dead at you, or you can see exactly where they're at. So I use this a lot just to get information. If we don't have a scout or any type of intel on the team, I will use this perk. And then down in the enemy, with replenish, you basically restores ammunition and you automatically reload your weapon. I don't use this per se. I not on this character. I would go with 6 cents over this. I was to come up with a build, I would go Nightshade tier 3, of course. Usually I go tier 1 handgun, because tier 1 executioner, because I'm not gonna hip fire with this weapon. I just want the extra mag. Depending on the situation, I always want to max out my gadget. Definitely tear gas. I want to max this out in that scorch situation, or in a situation of a map where it might be 3 ways to approach a certain lane and you want to force them to go towards your poison. So I would definitely max this out. And incinerator, you just max that out. If you have incendiary grenades, max it out. And then for perks, I would go Invade or Quote, depending on the situation. Especially if they have like a I believe his name is Talon. Yeah, if they have a Talon, I would definitely go, or Dallas, I would definitely go Quote. I will always go Invade, because you just get a movement speed, and in this game, you ducking and dodging bullets helps. Helping hand, just in case I don't have a Saint. But I believe this ability is good in all situations. You should always pick this up. You should always be looking to save somebody if you can in their sixth sense. That's the build I would go. You can write that down. I might put it in the description. I haven't decided yet, but that's what I would go. Now, where do I feel as though this character's place in the meta is? Feel like she's gonna be a specialist character, but her place in the meta, I don't see her having a strong place in the meta yet. If anything, and this might be maybe one of the devs will come and watch my videos. Maybe I'll post it to Reddit, because I have been posting these videos to Reddit. And shout out to the people that have came from Reddit and watched some of my videos. What I would do, Vile Poison, oh man, it's hard because you don't want to buff it too much. She gets an extra 25 on health, right? So she basically gets a free, what is this ability called? Give me a sec, y'all. She gets a free Headstrong. It's a free Headstrong. As you see, you get additional 25. You need to make it to where it's more viable to throw out the poison. You know what I mean? You need to make the poison scarier. Taking 2 ticks of my health, especially against a good team, doesn't mean nothing if I have 2 or 3 people running at the same time after me. It doesn't matter. You need to make the poison scarier. So if anything, I would just take the leech and poison off, and maybe, oh man, it's hard. It's really hard. I say she should get a burst of it, or the poison should disorientate itself. Because if we go to Trench, right? We go to Trench. Trench, his bot wires, they slow people. Yes, they don't do damage. Yes, they don't give him the extra health, but he has Headstrong. I don't need it. I get 25 extra armor off rip. Yeah, it costs cash, but I can get that off rip versus Vi basically having the same thing, and I need people to be in the poison to get 25 health off cap. And another thing that I didn't mention, I don't think she heals it back. I have to go back and look at some of my videos, but I don't think she heals that poison back. I think once the enemy shoots off that 25 extra health, is gone. It's not coming back. So it makes her weak. They need to do something with the poison. Instead of making a leech, find a way to make it disorientate and make it where if you step on it, maybe the character gets dizzy or sick. Because when you think of poison, what do you think of? The person body, they feel weak. They feel, and I get the point of the leech and poison, you still in their health, but make it so like maybe they feel weak. Maybe if they stand in it for too long, they get stuck, or they go into a, not a perma down, but like a quick down or something like that. You have to make the point. It's really just her ability that makes her so weak, because like I said, her weapons aren't bad. And she's basically the damage over time character of the game. Next to Scorch. I think Scorch is another damage over time, but Scorch hits way harder. And it seems like they wanted her to be a defender, but her defending capabilities are outclassed by the other 3 defenders. Even Glitch ability is so powerful because he can shut down somebody else's ability. You know what I'm saying? He can shut you down. That's what makes him so powerful. What makes Anvil so powerful is because of the barricade. Not only is the barricade an extra layer of defense, he can also cut off a lane with the barricade. So I can put a barricade down and leave that lane. You're thinking I'm at the barricade, I can literally flank around you with my LMG and rip you to shreds because you're not paying attention. Not to even mention his passive is so much better. His passive literally counters Trench, and Trench is good. He gets free, look at it, he gets a free gadget basically. So essentially I can buy a tear gas, have a free tear gas, and upgrade to have another tear gas. And his barbed wires shut down lanes, and it slows people. So if you're walking in the barbed wire, yeah, you're not taking damage, but you're slowed down. So if somebody's watching that, like a perfect person to pair with him is Phantom, If she's watching that lane, she gets a free headshot because you're moving slow towards the barbed wires. Of course, you're going to shoot it down, but that's another layer. Now you have to shoot. You're wasting ammo, and so you're wasting your ammo in a gunfight to get rid of a barbed wire, which makes Trench way better than Vi. It makes so many people way better than Vi, and I'm sad because I love Vi. Vi is my favorite character in the game. I love characters that go based off of the poisonous technique. Those are my favorite types of characters in any video game. But, you know, like I said, I really feel as though, and I know people are going to look at your rank like, you don't know what you're talking about. Trust me, I play this game enough with this character to know what I'm talking about. But that's going to be it for the video, for the tutorial and my thoughts on the character. Like I said, I have clips. Yet again, as you see the animation going across the screen, like, share, and subscribe. Hit my image on the bottom right hand corner. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. It helps my content get out with the YouTube algorithm. You know how that goes. It helps me push out my content. It helps me get more people into the game that we all are starting to become accustomed to and love. You know, and it allows me to know what you guys like so I can make more content on it. That way we can get the channel popping. You know, get the nappy heads popping. So not only do I get the nappy heads in, I can push you guys over to the Nerd Boys Podcast, which is another channel that I rock with. Selfless plug that I rock with. I do a podcast on, and we can build this family, you know. But other than that, this has been Nappy. Thank you guys for your time, and I'm out. Peace.